Sheesh.
Good tunes, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You better run that, standing on business one more time.
I hit that Peter Parker joint too.
Yeah,
Shout out to my man Pete.
Classic shit right there, man. What's up? We want to hear some new production stuff? What's next
You
in the music?
on
the DJ Bonics
I'm going to
music
tell
side.
you, sorry, I definitely... so the reason why I dropped that song out last year was because it was a 50 years of hip-hop. And like,
right.
honestly, and I'll just say this completely vulnerable, I've psyched myself out for 15 years of producing and like putting records out. And also at the same time, I haven't put as much time as I'd like to into that, because pretty much throughout my whole existence, I've had a full-time job.
Right.
Just like how I do now.
Yeah,
full-time radio. Anytime I was at Wiz, there was maybe 1 year where I didn't have, and I was juggling both constantly. So
damn.
I wanted to make sure that at the 50 years of hip hop that I at least put a song out.
Right.
And truthfully, that song was only for Pittsburgh.
Oh,
and
shit,
for anyone
okay.
who wanted to consume it outside of that, congratulations.
Yeah.
It exceeded my expectations.
Yeah.
And not to say that it went viral. I didn't even like put any gasoline on it. I just kind of dropped it. But there's been a lot of seeds from that, especially shout out to my man Mars Jackson, the Pittsburgh MC on that. Now I'm starting to understand, like, oh shit, I could show up to gigs and like we can perform this, and people are using it, on Instagram to like, tag me.
Right.
So I plan to put a project out with him, hopefully by the end of the year. I want to put more music out, but it's just like my time is pretty spread out. And so whatever.
Even if you and Wiz have one,
we will. We will.
Know what I mean, because that would be.
Yeah. No, I think about that often. I waited a long time, more time than I should.
Right.
I could have done it.
Because it's like
time.
That's your brother. It's like the last thing you want to do is be like, hey, let's go to the studio.
And also like I just been doing my thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And look, some people are really good at that. Guess what? There's DJs out there who've put out records that are great at that.
Yeah.
And they're not great at DJing.
Right.
And there's people who are great at DJing and just you're surprised that they haven't put a record out.
Yeah.
For me though, I realized that, and again, this could fall under excuses, but production has no age. While I'm out here and while I'm in demand to DJ, I get that instant money, right? I show up, it's instant. If I'm in the lab for all weekend long, perfecting a kick drum, definitely matters.
Yeah.
But I got to take this money first.
For sure.
I think when I set myself up, I'm putting air quotes here, and I like don't have to show up to.
Yeah, you want to be able to devote the time if you're going to be in the studio and work with the artists.
And
like
it's
Mars
coming soon. I think it's I have this little idea called Fast Forward to Freedom, which is I don't have it all figured out, but honestly, I'm ready to sell a bunch of the stuff I have, records, memorabilia.
Oh wow!
And I want to like pay mortgage off.
Yeah, pay off some stuff.
And I want to have, and not that I'm in like debt, like crazy debt, like healthy debt.
Yeah.
But I want to be on the other side, like. When you think about paying a mortgage off, it's locked in 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So like, I just got a condo at the end of last year. I'm locked in for 30 years.
Out here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to not have that, I mean, people say, well, make more money then. Yeah, of course, but you have to work more.
And that's more stress.
Right. So exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Man, I'm trying to be less stress.
Right. Less
pay
stress.
off some of this shit and enjoy the shit that I have.
So I'm actually I haven't figured it out because again, all of that work has to be added to what I'm doing already.
Yeah.
I want to sell a bunch of shit. Like whether it's, and not everything, but like I would even let go of some like Wiz plaques and a record collection and like signed memorabilia, Mac Miller stuff, clothes.
My gosh,
I'm ready to get rid of it because I think someone else would enjoy it. And I want to have that freedom feeling, not when I'm 60.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about how to approach it. So if anyone's interested in buying shit, let me know.
Hey, you heard it here first. So you just get in this guy's DM because that memorabilia is coming out there.
Yeah, I know vinyl's hot right now too and stuff. So I'm just like ready. As much as I want to be cool and play vinyl sets, I'm like, I'd feel real cool if I didn't have to worry about mortgage every month. And it's not like I'm like pinching pennies or nothing like that.
It's the priorities now.
It's just like, you have to understand that these things are looming in the back of your head constantly, right? You have rent, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you have rent
exactly,
or not. But it's looming. It's like, first of the month, and it's not cheap. It's like,
But like we have some cool shit. Like, hey, if I sell some of this stuff, I could get out of debt.
Have freedom, and that's like kind of
and
what
somebody would really enjoy some of those things that are just for me, maybe collecting dust at your house.
And I want to, like, next time, like, I'm gonna tell you this, Aaron, if I can get to that point, I want to be able to tell someone what that feels like.
Wow.
And I want to be able to be like, yo, if I could do it, you could do it.
Show me the way, and I'll do that too.
We have already assumed and programmed that we're going to be this way forever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to feel that way. I want to hack. I'm trying to hack. I've hacked life, I've DJ'd for a living and all that.
Travel everywhere.
That's why this doesn't seem impossible.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time, man. And dude, time, it's not a lot of time.
There's not a lot of time. I was going to say, like, how do you balance everything you got going on and, like, enjoy life too? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I've been at this speed forever. So
you're just used to it.
So I'm just kind of used to it, but I'm really recognizing Monday through Friday or Thursday and Friday, I'm at, the day job. And then Thursday through Sunday, I'm at the DJing.
Yeah.
Or traveling. And so, and so then it's never really a break.
It's like, when do you go and take a vacation or something? Like,
thank God some of the work feels like vacation sometimes, and that's what I'm trying to say.
True.
And listen, I could think about worse shit I could be doing every day.
True.
But this is what I'm trying to do, man, is I really want to just try to set up my freedom. And I don't know exactly what that is yet. But what I'm, as hip-hop people, we're consumers, bro. And it's like so fucking, it's a lot, right? We're always like, new sneakers, new shit, new.
Yeah. Like, it's a part of our, we got to upkeep our shit.
Keeping us broke, man.
Yeah, no facts.
Keeping us broke, man. Trying to be, man, I want to go into Culture Kings and buy everything.
Come on.
Give me the discount. I need the discount.
Say less.
What's up,
man? Say less. We could trade.
They had a Wiz shirt in there. I bought a Wiz shirt there.
Oh, dude, that shit was fire too.
The one with the green hat.
Yeah. There's one with his face on it.
Yeah, that's the one I want. So I went back. So I saw it a few months back, and I was like, it'll be here. And then I went back.
You should have just.
I know, but I found I got another one.
Okay.
But the one I really wanted, there's some Filipino girl that works there that has it, and I was like, damn.
Was she cute?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
That's her coworker.
How do you? Are you dating right now? You got a girl or what?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, not to get too much into your private life, but it's just like, how do you balance that with everything too? Because man, if I was dating someone, I'd be like, I want to go to Hawaii and for the weekend. Like,
I'll be honest. Like, with giving all the love to anyone that I've tried to make that work. Can't be good at everything.
Yeah.
So that one, I wouldn't even say it's my Achilles heel. It's just like that's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Just trying to make that work, fit it in.
Because we're getting older, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you want to get married someday, I'm assuming. Or maybe not.
I think so. I don't know. That one is tough, man. I think that I had kind of like a funky upbringing as far as like, I didn't really see my parents like be super loving and they're divorced and all that.
Right.
And so I think there's definitely some inner child shit that that still pops up.
Yeah.
And also dating someone that is traveling constantly and out there is probably not easy as well.
Definitely.
And like,
it might deter you from grinding to that next level because I want you to be here. Like,
and I'm such a dreamer, so I'm just like, I don't apply the same rules as everyone else does for what's possible for them.
Yeah.
I'm like a person that's like, well, let's just write our own rules and defy it. Know? But I understand that people see how other people date or post or do all this stuff, they think and want that version of it.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, I'm a little more private.
Exactly. Like, you're chill, like, dude. You don't like we said, when you walk to the spot, you just want to chill.
That's been a problem in the past of people saying like I don't post them as in my relationships and stuff, which is like, dude. I get it. But someone actually told me recently, like, no one's going to your page to see your girlfriend. Like, like no one's going to DJ
Unless it's a
Bonics
groupie chick
page.
wants to see. I want to see if he got a girl. Let me see if he posts her.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna get in trouble for everything I just said here.
oh my god,
It's all good. It's all good.
blame it on me. Sorry, I just
all
wanted
good.
to.
I wish I could be like, yo, I'm bomb. Like, I'd be, if I had figured it out, I'd be married.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
facts,
saying?
Facts. I mean, you're. Now, I'm not saying addicted to work, but you rather work and grind, and you know,
I'm just
you're
like
on your
a-
path
right.
to freedom, like you were saying.
And I'll be like, yo, family shit was weird for me because I think when you grow up, and again, this is just my take on it.
Right.
Well, you know, when you grew up in a Filipino family
Mm-hmm.
and your dad's not doing the right thing, you have to like lie about this shit to the community, right? You have to like pretend like, you know, like
Right, because you know how the Filipino community gossips.
yeah,
and
they
shit.
gossip. So like you knew that they all knew what was going on,
Right.
But you had to like hold that in and pretend like there wasn't shit going on, and that's kind of fucked up, you know?
Right,
because
right.
like when you're at a young age, your parents not taking you to the basketball game, or you're seeing all your friends' families
Yeah.
be together, and so I struggle with that.
Right.
I struggle with that. And, you know, even to this day, like, my mom's not remarried. My dad's been married like 5 times.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm not trying to blame anything on them because
Right.
I think for a while I tried to.
Yeah.
You know, I think acceptance is like literally a huge part in being able to move forward.
For sure.
So I've accepted a lot of personalities that exist. Like when you grow up, you realize how immature your parents are sometimes.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
So that one's, I haven't figured that one out yet, but I do recognize, thankfully,
Yeah.
where I could be better, and it's just hard, man.
Yeah, and we have a unique, you know, the career path that we have isn't like the normal, like graduate college and become a nurse or a lawyer or
Right,
and the parents together, and you know, it's like we're like that different generation, so it's like
I didn't see my parents, and I could say this, I didn't really see them love each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I'm not saying
right.
that makes me not capable of it, but you really truly recognize that if your parents taught you different things, like shit, I could have bought houses and stuff in my 20s off DJ money, but that wasn't a thing.
Right.
I just wanted to look fly and all this shit. And
Yeah.
I really wish that I had someone in my life that was like, yo, this is how you
Save and,
and become, you know, but it wasn't like that. I think especially if you're born in the 80s, a lot of Filipinos, and not even just Filipinos, that was like the era of spoiling your fucking kids.
Oh, yeah.
You basically wanted to tell your kids, we used to do this in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Here's a large soda.
We never had shoes like that.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Exactly. So like, here's a large fucking soda now, and video games and
Right.
clothes.
Here's turntables.
Yeah, don't worry about cooking nothing. Like, I'll
Yeah.
take care of you. Grandma got you. So I come
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that era, a little bit of like being spoiled, and
Our parents we don't have parents that'll be like kick us out when we're 18 type thing. They would love for us to live at home forever.
totally.
You
And
know what I mean?
if my mom lived in Vegas, I'd probably still live with her.
See?
I hope I'm not saying too much.
Nah.
No,
Come
okay,
on, man.
cool. All
You're
right,
good.
cool. Nah, man. I mean, you gotta respect. I think in the last few years, we've like recognized what survival mode is, what
for
trauma is. You know,
For
I don't even like
That's
using those
true.
words or being a victim to it.
Like we talk about childhood trauma that you have to heal in order to grow. It's like I just really recently heard about that.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
You know what
We
I
had to
mean?
tuck
We
that
never-
in.
We never heard about that shit.
1,000%. And that's why I do respect young people. They're pretty open with their feelings.
Yeah.
And they're pretty like expressive.
Yeah.
And like coming from like a 1980s baby, my dad was in the military, came from another country. Like, if you were crying about what was going on,
they're
you're like
wipe your face.
you're a baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Why are you crying?
Yeah,
You know?
wipe your face, huh?
Exactly. And now it's like, got it. Crying is okay.
Now
which
it's
is cool,
like
man.
the kids nowadays, like, because they have the access with their social media, where it's like you can talk about
Share your feelings.
Yeah,
Right,
therapy.
right.
You can do
Right,
online therapy
exactly.
and shit. Like, therapy when we're young, it's like you're fucking weird. You're
Yo,
on
you
therapy.
get the fucking the broom, the Walis.
yeah. Well, at least built or the slipper, huh?
Yeah. Wow, man. This is like, I feel like I'm in therapy now.
Hey,
Thank
don't
you.
worry. I'm
Thank
here.
you.
I'm here every day.
Okay.
So if you need some therapy
On
session.
air with Aaron, and
Therapy
he'll talk
sessions.
you through.
Yeah.
No, but with all that being said, man, I'm super thankful for my parents for being supportive.
Yeah.
My dad is a character, and learning from their mistakes, and also recognizing that some of this behavior is learned.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
for sure. Do they ever like ask like? Obviously, they know you DJ for Wiz, but like you DJ for Khloe Kardashian's birthday, like did your parents ever ask?
That was
you?
cool. I was with Snoop for that one. So
Okay.
Shout out to Night Train was the actual DJ.
wow.
The whole. But I'll take the I'm there with Snoop card.
Yeah,
you know what
you
I'm
were
saying?
there. It was her birthday.
Right, exactly.
You DJ'd a set. You know.
Yeah, so shout out to Green Lantern,
Yeah.
who so Green Lantern is Snoop's DJ normally.
Okay.
But he also does Nas, and he's
wow.
actually in town this past week.
Oh,
if,
wow.
if we're hearing this on Saturday.
Okay, yeah,
he's with
yeah.
Nas. He's playing at the with the Las Vegas Orchestra. Nas is doing like the orchestra
wow.
set. Yeah, I think it's
Where's
tomorrow.
that at Sphere?
Tomorrow, I don't know. MGM
Okay.
Arena maybe.
Sheesh.
And so when he has other shit, they have hit me up in the last year to do it, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
So for the Khloe Kardashian thing, that was dope because when he told me that, I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But it was it was actually less. They had rented. They built
Yeah,
a
'cause it was
whole
country-
club.
yeah, tell me about-
They
paint the
built
picture.
a whole club inside a studio, like a
At Universal?
TV studio.
Oh, wow.
Not Universal, but like one of those lots, Warner Brothers or
Okay,
one of the.
okay.
So you got to pull on lot. You had to pull in security. And so basically, if you get through that, then no one's really checking you at that point. So it was actually I was pretty shocked
Yeah.
how I thought I had to just like stay in my lane. But we just walked around when the party was going on. I was being creepy and taking videos of Kim.
Yeah, I seen that. You guys have a picture together.
Yeah, you
that's
know,
kinda
and so
amazing.
that was
Was that the
cool.
first time you met her?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was cool. It was cool for all of my friends. Like for
yeah.
me, it was like
Oh, yeah.
cool because I don't watch Kardashians or whatever.
Yeah.
But pretty much, I had a lot of people reach out to me and were like, "You made it, man!
Yeah,
You made it."
that's
But it was
dope.
cool to be there with Snoop. I might be on the TV show
Sick.
because they really built that so they could record
so they
that
can film. Okay.
before they could film.
Oh,
that.
you definitely are gonna be on there.
So that was cool, man. Like, listen, I've been doing this for like about 25 years. So any victory is like
Oh,
still
yeah.
welcomed.
Yeah,
You
that
know what I
shit
mean?
is-
still welcomed.
Especially like them, like they're super relevant and shit like that.
I mean,
Like,
I got a picture with Kim. I think it's pretty.
that is.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on, did you get to like you chop it up with her a little bit?
yeah. Just hey, thank you. You know, it's funny because I'm going into that situation when I introduce myself, or they had seen me, it's like, oh, I'm DJing for Snoop, so I already have like it's not like I'm just like a dude.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, Kim, can I have a picture? Like, so that leverage helps a little bit,
For
right?
sure,
Like
for
she
sure.
saw me just perform with Snoop,
Right.
I-
So
you know, I
she knew
talked-
who you are.
Yeah, like Kris Jenner. I got to say, I introduced
Oh,
myself to
nice.
Kris Jenner and just like, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh my God, I love you guys. And so that was cool. I took I'm the type of dude that takes some of the parting gifts there. They had like little
What they have?
they had these like Khloe Kardashian energy pills,
Really?
and they were like bottled up.
It's like a company that she endorses or whatever.
I don't know. Well, it's like specifically says like 40th birthday, like energy pills. So
Oh, okay.
I grabbed a couple of those. I
Sheesh.
grabbed some napkins that say Chloe Wood and shit.
Yeah.
I'm that type of guy.
Yo, that shit is dope though.
And that's the
man.
type of shit I'll be selling though. If
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
just
yeah.
shit, that's what I'm saying.
Like
If
you
anyone
had to be
just-
at that party to get this memorabilia. So if you
Totally,
want
totally.
it for the very low fee,
Like I take a lot of stuff from the dressing room sometimes when we're at Wiz or in other countries. People
Yeah.
leave shit in the dressing room. He doesn't want it. Or it's like just some cool little, even if it's like Wiz Khalifa dressing room and the festival, like I'll take
you
it,
just take the
I'll take
shit.
it off
Yeah,
the
yeah,
door.
hell yeah, that shit's dope.
I have a lot of that. I have a
Yeah.
lot of shit like that.
how long have you Wiz been working together now?
Well, so as his official DJ since 2010,
Okay.
but I was helping before that.
Oh, so you were a part of the team, but you weren't his DJ.
Yeah, I
prior
was
to-
like, well, I was a part of the Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
when again, if you're like playing you support the culture game, of course I'm going to help
Yeah, it's
this
like-
young dude. So
Right.
I would play his records on air. I wasn't even supposed to.
Oh wow.
Same thing with Mac.
Wow.
But yeah, so I was helping them before. I booked Wiz for a lot of his first gigs at the University of Pittsburgh because that's where I went.
Holy shit.
And these other things. I don't know if I'll ever get credit for it, but I'm okay with that because
Yo.
I just did what I was supposed to do.
Right.
And continue to do what I'm
That's
supposed
why
to do.
I admire you about that because like I feel like we do things just because we're able to. Like we have the connections, or we can plug someone. Like I need somebody to this. Okay, I'm gonna plug you with them or whatever. Like we don't really ask for recognition or like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna get if I do this for you guys? But just being at the right place at the right time, and you know the right people, you're just like, yo, I'm gonna book you for this or da 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 da. Like, and we do it because we love this shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and that's probably a little bit what keeps me broke.
Right.
No, I'm not broke at all. I mean, I don't even mean that way, but I'm just saying, like, I'm so into the culture that it's a lot of less about what I do.
Yeah.
And I'm just always helping.
Right.
And so, like, I haven't really been able to enjoy it the way other cats have, because I definitely make myself way more accessible.
Right.
Which is fine.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not hawking someone for not being accessible.
Yeah.
But I try to make myself accessible.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it shows your character, though. You're a great dude.
Thank
you know what I
you.
mean? And you should be getting your flowers, you know, in any way, shape, or form that you're able to. Like,
I be getting the flowers at Hardin. No, thank you for that. I mean, I still, and this is why I'm trying, like, a lot of people recently have been like, dude, you're a legend, like, lean into it. And so I'm trying to do that a little bit.
right.
Because I still think I'm a student.
But you're an OG, too, though.
Yeah. I need to start owning that a
you
little
be
bit.
like, you know what? You're right. This is my shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Where was I recently? I was at Scam Summit.
Okay.
And a few kids had come up to me and they're
nice.
like, yo, because they're like, hey, what's up? And they're like, there was one guy in particular, he's a rapper from Arizona. He was like, dude, he's like, I'm gonna just say it for you right now. He's like, you're a legend.
Damn.
And I was just like, thanks, dude. It's hard to feel that way.
Yeah, but like, you kind of was like, cool, like, I appreciate that, but like, you know,
we'll get there. There's more legendary things to come.
Oh, for sure.
I hope so. I hope
for sure. Speaking of that, what is next for you? What's the next plans for the next 5-10 years or whatever? Like,
we're trying to fast forward to freedom.
For sure.
Because I feel like that's something there. Like, that's really, like, especially for people that we've come from that programmed era, you know, where life is supposed to be a certain way. Went to college and paid my debts, and so I really that's important for me to figure that out. Also producing.
Yes.
So, you know, I want to do that. And then, you know, I still want to keep trying to excel in this DJ shit. You know, some days I read this tweet recently. Some guys, like, some gigs I fucking hate DJing.
Really?
And then some gigs, like, you do a one that you love and you're like, this is why I do it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, and I don't hate all of it all. It's just sometimes
there's some gigs that feel like work, and there's some gigs that don't feel like work.
It's just hard to connect sometimes too with some of the music, I think. And then crowds, they're in their phone. They're not like fucking going crazy all the time.
Right. Like, I think there was something that happened with like Method Man or Redman and Redman. They performed somewhere a couple months back, and they said, "Oh, yeah, that's right." And he said, "I'm not coming back to this shit anymore because there's such a detachment with the youth. Like, they're not trying to hear Method Man, Redman record.
Right.
They want to hear."
And those guys are like,
and those are legends,
hype.
right?
They're super great performers.
Yeah.
But I get it though. Like, you can't expect, you know, 14-year-olds to feel what 40-year-olds feel.
Exactly.
But also at the same time, I don't think there's enough spaces that can like separate that.
Right.
Except for, like, you know, having their own concert or whatever.
Like, when I'm at Culture Kings, like, obviously a lot of the staff there are young, and they're putting me on game. Like, I want to hear Rod Wave, and I want to hear you know, NBA YoungBoy, and like their music's cool, but it's like, that's not the shit that we like.
Right,
you know,
and that's
I want to hear, like, I want to play Usher, You Don't Have to Call, and they're like, this is old shit, and I'm just like, damn, man, like,
it's crazy.
I can't even play like an ex-wifey and do a little R&B set towards the end of closing. It's because they want to hear NBA YoungBoy. I'm like,
it's wild, and you know, respect to it, obviously, that they want to hear what they want to hear. But that's what I'm trying to say, is that I think becoming a DJ gets a little harder, and salute to people who like really keep up with it.
Yeah.
Because I think the club does deserve the shit that they want to hear.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I could probably, and this is sad, I don't even want to say this out loud. Like, I can't name you like a ton of NBA YoungBoy songs, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, but like, also, it's so hard to keep up with that. Like, so much everything. So much everything. Like, fucking YG just dropped the album, you know? And like, it sold 8,000 copies per se. And so much music, bro. So hard to keep up. Like, Kanye just dropped another one, you know?
What are you listening to right now, like in your car?
Well, honestly, I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
This is what I'm trying to say. The coming of age is happening.
Right.
I like listening to murder podcasts.
Wow.
You know, not just murder, but
like murder mystery,
like Dateline. So,
shit, they have a podcast and they talk about the.
Well, they basically play the episodes on TV. They play them. So I listen.
It's like an audio version of the TV.
Yeah,
show.
totally.
Wow.
So I like to listen to that. I think I like to hear people talk though. because I like to, because of radio.
Yeah.
So, but music wise, I've been, I really like that No Worries album.
Okay, yeah.
The Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
Which is super dope. And I've been listening to, like, I've been doing this jazz show on UNLV.
Yeah, bro.
Which is
Talk
cool.
about that.
Every Saturday night, I do this thing called the Jazz Joint.
Like, you're picking the records too?
Yeah, everything.
Oh,
so it's not, I'm not mixing it though. So
Right,
I'm hosting it. And so you might hear like old school, new school, funk, yacht rock. So it really falls under like jazz and jazz adjacent.
Okay.
So a lot of if I play a lot of old school stuff, it might be like super legendary artists.
Yeah.
But then I almost might play like a sample. Like, so you might hear like something the Far Side sampled, and then after I'd be like, Far Side sampled that. So it's cool. It's like
That's
the thread is though.
fuck.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And it's like, it's a smooth jazz station. So I have like this really fine line between like what I think is corny and then like what is like some real cool dope shit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, another reason why I do this is that some of my output needs to be high vibrational.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and I think I'm getting ahead of the curve with all the crates I'm building, because truthfully, I could do a radio show anywhere with all this music that I'm exploring, new jazz, and just so that's just a fun little project.
That's a live show you do, or you pre-record?
No, I pre-record it.
Okay. What days is that?
It's Saturday night, 10 to midnight.
Okay.
And it's packaged with Ralph Johnson. He's a member from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh,
so he does a show from 8 to 10. And then my show goes 10 to midnight, and it's kind of packaged. It's two shows, but we
You guys
share,
are the only jazz show?
Well, no, the whole station's jazz, but we're like that slot from 8 to 12.
Like, you know, that's
is together.
Him and you. Yeah,
exactly. So they're like trying to syndicate it, which is fucking cool.
That would be fun.
But it might be, my shit might be too cool for those type of jazz stations.
Well, how do you pick the music for that? You like, did you just like classic shit you have in your laptop, or
both? I do that, and I run through like some playlists, and I have some websites, and people send me music. So listen, jazz is so big
jazz is
that
fun.
like I'm not able to scratch every single surface, but there's fire music out there. There's I mean, you know, because it even goes as far as Thundercats, you know, Kamasi Washington's, you know, Anderson .Paak, you know, her, because all that is jazz.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They're like Boney James, and
all
like
that. I mean,
Joe
Bob
Sample.
James, Boney James, but you know, Joe Sample, obviously, jazz legend, but I would say that's like a little bit leaning towards the smoother jazz kind of thing.
Jazz.
Yeah. And I don't know. There's just like a difference.
That's
There's a
fucking
difference.
fire, dude. Wait,
No,
I gotta.
No, you gotta peep it. I'm actually shocked that people reached out to me and be like, "Yo, I've listened to the show. It's fucking amazing."
Because it's like refreshing to hear. I don't want to be in my car and listen to fucking shit we play at the club. Like I actually have like the Sirius XM Jazz channel as one of my ones, and I'm just like, damn, because I used to play. I used to be in jazz band and shit.
Oh shit! What did you
in
play?
High school? Drums.
Oh, one time at band camp.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, so that's been really cool, man. And just exploring the palette, man.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I just trying to do other things, and that's the one thing about acceptance is accepting that it's hard for me to accept that I don't love DJing like I used to.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel that way too.
You know, I don't love, and it doesn't mean that I don't.
It doesn't mean you hate it.
It doesn't mean that I hate it.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, you can give yourself permission to do some other shit.
Yeah, other stuff. Exactly.
You know? But again, like that, people try to really like romance DJing. Like they're out here like, oh man, blood, sweat, and tears. Like, yeah, definitely. But you fucking didn't buy shit. You downloaded the shit.
Yeah.
You walk in and you play it, and you're not, you know. So I just thankful to have.
And it's
DJing.
like, what's like the next level of DJing? Like, literally, you've seen and done it all in DJing. It's like, like gigs now to gigs 5 years from now, it's going to be the same shit.
Right.
With DJing.
Right.
Obviously, the music's different, and you know what I mean. But
I think maybe I'll find a place where I would like to overachieve again. You know, or find a place where like, because like looking at someone like Scratch Bastard, you know him?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, I just really love what he's doing. He's like top shelfing it. He's
throwing his own little the barbecue parties.
Yeah, throwing the barbecue, and he overachieves in it. And I think overachieving, I don't know if that has a negative connotation, but he's killing it on a skill level that he's putting the time into, that some days I'm like, damn, dude, if I wasn't doing all this, maybe I could be
do something like that.
overachieving in that.
Right.
But it also goes down to like, am I having fun?
Exactly.
And
you want to make sure it's coming from a place where it's, you know.
I locked myself in my dorm room and bedroom for way too long.
Right.
That I need to come be out here and have some fun.
Yeah, that's right. I think one of the few things he said when you first moved out here too is like, let me know what you got going on. Like, let me know what's going on. Like, I want to step out, I want to pop out to these events. And I'm like, shit, hell yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't feel like I pop out as much as I should, but I love that about Vegas because, like, truthfully, nobody like. So here's an example that I put. Like, so if you're in like just a regular city, Wu-Tang comes to.
Yeah.
If you're a hip hop head and you're in the culture, like everyone, you got to go see Wu-Tang,
Yep.
right? Here, you don't got to see anything,
Right.
Because Wu-Tang could be here. Jay-Z could be up the street.
Yes.
You know, fucking Travis Scott is around the corner.
Yep.
And I think, like, at that point, you're just respecting all of your peers working.
Yeah.
So I don't
for sure.
feel like that there's I feel like I could have be coming out more and maybe supporting, watching other guys. But guess what? They'll be here next week.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're not missing anything.
Right. I mean, I do, I haven't checked out Four Color Zach at Tao or Puffy at Jewel. I know DJ Craze was here last night.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I'm trying to say is that sometimes I feel like, am I not doing enough? Am I not out here enough? But whatever. That's why I like Vegas, because it's like no one's pressuring you because everyone.
It's not like a once in a lifetime that you're not going to see them
and everyone's
again.
working, so you just respect that. You know, respect that.
I love that. I love that, man. So I appreciate you so much for coming through and just chopping it up. Because like you're like, especially being from radio and being a tour DJ and being Filipino at that, like you're one of those guys that I look up to. You know, along with E-Rocks and the Franzins, and just I appreciate you, bro. You one of them guys. You're one of them ones, especially representing Filipinos in radio and hip hop, you know?
No, I appreciate that. Sorry, I don't mean to be a thank you for that. Man, I'm actually the fact that I'm so still excited. All the stuff that I did this year is still exciting. You know, going to get to travel with Wiz and still being a part of Wiz and that legacy is great, man. I support that dude. I love him so much. He's my friend. I'm a part of his team.
Right.
And, big shout out to Vegas, shout out to Hardin, shout out to Direct, Blueprint Sound.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they take care of me on a lot of levels. And just everyone who's been so seeing what you see, man.
Right.
I'm not out here trying to be the guy. I want to help everyone else be the guys together.
Right.
I'm just happy that I could still be doing this. Man.
I appreciate you, bro. There's one last thing we got to do before we get out of here.
Yep.
It's called Aaron's Wheel of Fun.
Oh, no.
So we're going to bring this wheel in here.
I don't have to dance on TikTok or nothing.
You don't have to dance on TikTok, but you might have to do some other stuff. But just a couple things that are on this wheel. Karaoke, there's Truth or Dare, there's Arm Wrestle Aaron, Top 5, Under 5, and what's on your IG. So, wherever it lands.
Where's the wheel, though?
HB's about to bring the wheel in.
All right. As long as you guys aren't faking the wheel.
It's going to be
want me to sing karaoke and shit.
Yeah, nah. But, unless you want to, we can make it happen.
No. Please don't.
You are Filipino, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll bring the wheel in, and man.